A man that had no skeleton in his cupboard will not leave the state the way Obaseki left. A man that has not committed crime against humanity, against his people, will not run away and become a fugitive in Underman's land. He said one thing in that meeting. He said, when I am ready to go home, we all will go together. All the Obasekis will go together. Okay, not all the Obasekis that contested for election. During the time you were campaigning, many of the people never campaigned for you. Edo people voted you in. You govern the Edo people. And they are asking you questions, basic questions that you need to answer. As a man who claimed to be righteous. As a man who claimed to be clean. As a man who claimed to be transparent. It is a simple question that we are asking you to come and answer for us. When did Benin Royal Museum becomes a MOA and becomes MOA? That's all the Benin's are asking you. Not all these stories, not all these lies you are peddling in order for you to distract us from the reality. What you have to know, your great-grandfather did this and he failed. Benin suffered for so very many, over 17 years of your grandfather's rule as administrator of this kingdom. But they be resolute.
This Edo man don't fall out for Obaseki. In they ask Obaseki say, why they run? Make it come Edo, make it come tell the world. The meaning of Moa. Why he come they run? The meet and greet when they do. The betraying talk when they talk they go. If great-grandfather try what see Obaseki they try right now. Great-grandfather failed. Edo man don't come talk some senses to Obaseki as he enlighten some Edos waiting Obaseki plan for the Benin kingdom and the palace. And also make una beg subscribe to my YouTube channel, Edo Blog Gist TV.
Pedro comes up to say, it's not because of their great-grandfather that they would have been a monarchy today. I will say, it was their grandfather that wanted to end the lineage of the Obaship in Benin. The Obaseki wanted to repeat what Yogiame did at the end of the first dynasty in Benin Kingdom. The truth of the matter is this, guys. The Obasekis have hated the palace for no reason. They've continuously fight against the palace for no reason. A stranger who was taken into someone's house. A stranger who you fed. A stranger who you clothed. And you gave authority and power to. Turned around to become your greatest nightmare. Like I said in the story I just said now, you will see, from the beginning, after Ovorame gave him that power, Ago became arrogant. He divided the palace into two. Go ask history. What you see Obaseki is, what you see Godwin is doing today, it is hereditary. It is within their blood. Their system of operation is destroying things from the inside. You never ever give an Obaseki power. If you do, they are coming back to fight you. I just told you about Gaius Obaseki when he was the GM. Go check his history. I just explained what their great-grandfather did when he was given the power, became like the head of the trade in Benin. And also, you guys are witness to what the Edo people again did for Godwin Obaseki. He said in one of his videos also that he normally give the Oba of Benin, that they normally give the palace 600 million naira. Normally, when he was saying 1.30 billion, people were shouting up and down. They normally give the Oba of Benin 600 million naira. That he told the Oba, okay, I will give you 300 million and give the Enigis 300 million. Now, those of you listening to me, or those of you who were listening to him, let's believe that what he said is supposed to be like that. Now let's go back to history, because this is where Godwin is making a blunder. A child of a chief like Obaseki needs to be told history, how Benin became. They don't even know. Like I said, Obaseki came to Benin a few years ago. His grandfather just told how he came. So Obaseki came in the 18th, I think, in the 19th century to Benin. That's the truth of the matter there. He came in the 19th century to Benin. That family is not originally a Benin family. So he does not really understand the history of the Benin people. He was favored by the crown prince that became the king. He became wealthy from nowhere. That's why there's some people you don't give power to. The moment you do, they'll become like a white dog. Let's go back. In Benin Kingdom, we have a centralized traditional council. We have a centralized traditional institution where the Oba of Benin, Omonobanedo Okuapolopolo, is the paramount ruler. Is the paramount ruler of the kingdom. Paramount ruler, underlined. Paramount ruler. Now, after the Oba of Benin, we now have the Uzamans. The Uzamaniyon are hereditary, just like the throne of the kingdom. Then after the Uzamaniyon, we now have some chiefs in the palace whose title also are hereditary, like that of the Oba. Then after them, we now have the palace chiefs, the Oba of Benin, palace chiefs. You will hear the title Oba Soge of Benin Kingdom. Oba Yuwana of Benin Kingdom. Then after them, you now have these dukes we call Eniges. The Enige are now the one under them. They are appointees of the palace. They are not traditional rulers. For example, we have Professor Gregory Akenzua, the reigning king's uncle. He did not come from Oriomo, where he presided as the duke, but he was appointed and posted to Oriomo by the then Oba of Benin, of blessed memory, Oba Rediawa, which was his brother. So also many of these dukes are not originally from the terrain. They are presiding over their appointees sent to those places by the palace of the Oba of Benin. And according to the edicts that brought them into existence, and based on the Benin Traditional Council, bylaws also, there are certain amounts of money that they are paid. There are many chiefs in the palace that are being paid on monthly basis from the allocation from federal government. Let me say something very clear here. When they say it was the palace of the Oba of Benin that refuses Obaseki to actually develop Benin, you ask him, was he a Edo State that was paying the palace? Many of you heard 1.30 billion started jumping up and down. The question is this: was it Obaseki's money or Edo State money that they were using to pay the palace of the Oba of Benin and every other kings in Edo State? The answer is no. The money is from the federal allocation down to the state. Okay? Now, in Edo Central, for example, each community is a kingdom of their own. And if you also check the traditional edicts of 1976, it's clearly stated there. The Enoje of Igweben, the Enoje of Irwa, the Enoje of Eboma, and so on and so forth. These are independently traditional rulers in their domain. But in the case of Edo South, we have one paramount ruler, which is the Oba of Benin. and every other person is a chief in Benin Kingdom, not a traditional ruler. Go read it. So he trying so hard to actually use that edit to create confusion in the land for his own personal interest and purpose. It was not for the interest of these Onoges. And the plan was this: if he had succeeded in doing that, he would have been able to take those artifacts, some part of it, as if, oh, this one is from Ego, this one is from Oredo, this one is from Obaka, this one is from this. He would have been able to take them into his Mowa museum. That was the intention. He never had any good intention for those people. This is the fact. He now said he wrote a letter to the Oba of Benin, or to the palace, requesting that people are complaining. Okay, let's be realistic now. Let's look at it from this angle. These Eniges have been there. Some have been there for 20 years. Some have been there for 30 years. On that seat, in that domain where they actually govern. Is it Oba Ewari II that stopped paying them if they were not be paid? Or was there the system that was operating before Godwin came into government? I don't know if I'm making sense right now. Now, this system have been there under Lucky Benedion, even when Lucky Benedion had issues with Oba Erediawa. Not Lucky Benedion is the father, which also translated to Benedion. Lucky Benedion never went to that extent of destroying the structure of Benin, because he was also a son of a respected chief in Benin Kingdom. But the father knows the history. The father was able to tell him the historical narratives. He allowed tradition to remain and play his politics the way he liked. When Oshomole came, these same Eniges were also there under the Oshomole regime. So was there anything different that Oba Erediawa was doing that this present Oba is not doing? Then when Godwin came in 2016 till 2020, what happened? This body did not compare to him between 2016 and 2020. Why immediately after his election, around 2022, he started, when there was already an issue between him and the palace over the ownership of the artifacts? You can lie to anybody, but some of us, we can read in between the lines. This old narrative started when the president then, Muhammadu Buhari, of blessed memory, gazetted that the return artifact should be under the custody of the Oba of Benin. That was the beginning of this 7 local government national council. That was the beginning of the Oba of Benin is playing politics. That was the beginning of the Oba of Benin is the one that is making Edo South or Edo State not to develop. I have challenged many of them, but nobody has been able to tell us the 600 million that he said he gives to the Oba. Was it Obaseki's? Was it Edo State money or money from the federal allocation? Give it to all traditional rulers all over the federation. If the money is not coming from the state purse, what is a braha right now? If the money is not coming from the state purse, why is Obaseki crying? Did Obaseki explain to us the 700 million that Pastor Sagizemo said Obaseki is putting in his pocket on monthly basis on security vote? You asking them questions, they will divert that part. Has Obaseki been able to explain to us how he managed over 1.6 trillion naira from federal allocation into Edo State? Has Obaseki been able to explain to Edo people how he managed the 500 billion naira internally generated revenue on monthly basis for 8 years in his tenure? When he asks these questions, his boss will start jetting, will start insulting, start saying you are a madman, you don't have sense, and all that. It's a simple question. A man who parades himself as a man of integrity, a man, of high intellectual capability, should be able to stand and say, listen to me, guys, A, B, C, D. If he's coming and he's doing this meet and greet and he's just coming with figures, with papers, putting on the online, many of us would have by now keep quiet talking. A man that says he has so much integrity left 2 days before the expiration of his government and never returned till now. A man that had no skeleton in his cupboard will not leave the state the way Obaseki left. A man that has not committed crime against humanity, against his people, will not run away and become a fugitive in Underman's land. He said one thing in that meeting. He said, when I am ready to go home, we all will go together. All the Obasekis will go together. Okay? Not all the Obasekis that contested for election. During the time you were campaigning, many of the people never campaigned for you. Edo people voted you in. You governed the Edo people. And they are asking you questions, basic questions that you need to answer. As a man who claimed to be righteous. As a man who claimed to be clean. As a man who claimed to be transparent. It is a simple question that we are asking you to come and answer for us. When did Benin Royal Museum becomes a MOA and becomes MOA? That's all the Benin are asking you. Not all these stories, not all these lies you are peddling in order for you to distract us from the reality. What you have to know, your great-grandfather did this and he failed. Benin suffered for so very many, over 17 years of your grandfather's rule as administrator of this kingdom. But they were resolute. They believed no matter the condition, things will get better. And by the grace of God, in 1914, June 1914, the son of Oba was crowned the king, the Oba of Benin. No matter what you will do today, the kingdom might shake as a result of your betrayal. But one thing is certain, the throne will remain. I heard somebody said, this Oba Benin might be the last king. That is your plan. But the truth of the matter is this, it will never work. The throne has seen more terrible times in the past. The throne has seen more betrayers in the past. What your father did was more than what you are doing now. But one thing is certain, the kingdom will grow stronger. And the unity will remain bigger. This point in time in Benin, the shafts have been separated from the grains. We begin to know who's actually an Edo. We begin to know who's actually one who respects and value his history, his culture, and his tradition. And we begin to see those who are moles in the wheel of progress. This is not a time for any Edo man or Edo woman to feel sad. This is a time for you to celebrate. Because I'm very sure, at the end of it all, victory shall be ours. I will not want anybody to believe the historical narration of Obaseki. There have been a problem to Benin Kingdom. Anytime you give them power, they revolt. They fight their kingdom. They fight their people. Today, I want to say something here. During the time of Lucky Benedion, Okada became a city. Beautiful. Well built. Oshomole came. His village became a city. More beautiful than even Auchi. Ali came. He turned Ekpoma into a mini city also. Ali actually made Ekpoma to become the headquarter of Esan, Edo Central. When the Bermudia came, he turned already where he came from and beautified everywhere. Tell me where Obaseki came from. Nobody knows. Not even a stone, a tree was planted in his village where he came from. Memoja retired. He built a magnificent house at what's the name of that street itself again? I forgot the name of Fire Junction. Okay. When Lucky finished, he went to Okada and go and build a magnificent house. When Shobole left government, he went and built a magnificent house. Where's Obaseki house in Benin? You guys just sit down. Where's Obaseki business in Benin? A man that loves his people. Where's Obaseki business in Benin? A man that was in government for 16 years, 8 years as economic advisor, and 8 years as a governor. Where's Obaseki's business, even pure water business in Benin? This is a man you say loves you. This is a man that starts going around talking. Where is Obaseki business? Where's Obaseki house in Benin? One. He spent 16 years in Benin. He does not have a house in Benin. Philip Shaibu will have a house in Benin. Shobole have a house in Benin. Obaseki does not have one house in Benin. That's why I love you. That's the man you're going to say loves you. We love the Benin people. He's just fighting for his selfish interest. The Commissioner of Information, Kazim Afeboa, said Edo State spent 33 billion naira on Radisi Blue. Those are questions Obaseki should be answering with evidence. Not talking about it. Because every time all this is about the palace, because his pain was the Oba stopped him. And his cloning Aswe Godalo for becoming what he... Listen, when the Oba said the ancestor brought Okbebolo, people will not understand. They said the Oba is playing politics. Man, Dave sit. You deal with the man badly. You see the man not talk. You dealt with him. Now small remain. Obaseki not put up. If not be fear of Benin people, Obaseki would have dethroned our king. I said it then. Go check my video 2023. It's still there. I had a clear information, first-hand information. Sadongo told him, I'm not that one. No. I'm Philip Shaibu. We're not there. We don't do that one at all. So he saw that it will not favor him. He wanted to bring out Soy Godalo to come and finish the job. And this man would have finished it. Not that this man also would have finished it. When the Oba said, now access on that break up, you will not understand. Everybody starts saying Oba is the reason why they still developing those things. Please, can somebody explain to me how the Oba has eaten all the money that Obaseki was putting in his pocket? I want to know. I want somebody to just educate me. Maybe on the comment section, right? Tell me how you feel the Oba is not a problem in the development of a tool. Obaseki wanted to lie. He said because the niggas are not being paid. That is why there's insecurity in their domain. Are you for real? Are you for real? Oh, cool, man. Guys, now let's go to these niggas. Let's try to talk about them a little bit. Let's believe with all benefit of doubt, okay, the Oba was not giving them any money. Let's believe that the BDC never gave them not even one kobo, which was a lie, anyways. Because I don't want to talk about that part. They were being paid on monthly basis from the BTC. Okay, those things we just lie. Obaseki used them for so personal, for so great. But let's assume that everything Obaseki said was true. I did a land, okay. I actually sell lands when I was in Nigeria for that 3 years. In a community where there is an enoge, all landed documents is being signed in the palace of the enoge. So the community may have over 20,000 plots of land. So can 50,000 plots of land. So community have up to 50,000 plots of land. When development gets to that community. And each land, sometimes they might be selling it for 2-3 million naira. Let's say averagely 3 million on the plot. So 50,000 plots times 3 million. How many millions is that? No, how many billions is that, my brothers? Not a kobo. I'm going to repeat again. Not a kobo of those money used in selling land go to the Oba of Benin Palace. I can beat my chest for that. Because I've had series of meetings when I was in Benin doing my land business in the palace. Not a kobo of those lands sold by these eniges, these Ojonweres, these Ohens. Not a kobo go to the palace of the Oba of Benin. Which of the Ojonwere, which of the eniges, which of the Ohe are the Oba of Benin demoted as a result of them not paying, royalty to the palace from the land sales, which was the Oba's own personal property, according to custom tradition? It's not there. It's not there. These people make so much money from the sales of land. These people also make some extra royalties within their kingdom that they do not take to the palace. Let's look at the Enogi of a year, for example. Was it not when Obayewa came and I said, all the royalty from Coca-Cola, from Guinness, goes to you, nothing even come to the palace. It was when Obayewa came now, and I said, it's not like that. Before he now decided, they pay him, not the palace. Go ask. He sold the lands in that area in his pocket. The Enogi of a year, he's a billionaire. And many of these Enogis who actually know what they were doing, they make so much money as they sit there. If they felt that the Oba was actually hunting them, why are they begging to remain as Enogi today? All of them nearly died, crying everywhere. Why are they begging to remain in a position that they were benefiting nothing from? Have you guys asked yourself? You know that Obaseki deceived them and used them. Tell them lies. Let's look at 300 million every month to the palace of the Oba of Benin. Let's look at the hierarchy there. Okay? First, you have to pay these Zamans, 7 of them. And each of them had their palaces that need to be maintained. This is how it works. You see 300 million. You see 7 million. It's nothing. It doesn't go to it only go to the pocket of the Oba of Benin alone. That I know. The 600 million, just break it down, guys. From His Royal Majesty down to the least Enogi. Based on what I just quoted before, they are chiefs, apart from Zaman, they are chiefs whose title are hereditary. They are under the payroll of the traditional edit. Go check, they are there. The seniority. Even in this commissioner, this man, Obaseki commissioner, was it the money of Obaseki and his deputy, were they the same? The security vote that Obaseki was putting in his pocket every month. The security vote that Obaseki was putting in his pocket every month. Does he give 1 kobo to Philip? Why Philip was there? When the federal allocation is coming in from Abuja, the federal allocation not go to him directly. The federal allocation go to each of the ministries. And I don't know why you support it that naturally is wrong. Because you want to tell that come on, guys. Every money that is coming from the central government, federal government, do you not go to the state post, the Edo state post directly? Was it distributed along the line to everybody that was involved or that is involved? So when the money comes to Edo state post, guys, does the federal government not tell Obaseki what to do with the money? How is going to disperse the money to each of these ministries? Because they are not elected, they be appointed. Even the elected local government chairman, does Obaseki not see their allocations? Did Obaseki not withhold the allocation of elected local government chairman in Edo State? Did Obaseki not sack elected local government chairman in Edo State? Sack them, elected like him? Did Obaseki not impeach his own deputy governor? Why are people not supporting somebody is an authoritarian? People are trying to support somebody you know is a sadist, a narcissist. I just explained to you now. These are things that happened. So the Benin system, the Benin traditional system is a centralized system. One paramount ruler and other appointees. I want to also say something here. This man is not saying. Do you know the Ezomo is the Duke of Obe? How do you know? Go check. Ero is the Duke of that Ero area, that Five Junction area, around that area, Oro Street. Go check. Each of these Uzama Niyon, so they are also Eniges. This man doesn't know. Even the Crown Prince, he's a Duke of Uselu. The Crown Prince is a Duke of Uselu. When Obaseki started talking about the dukes, the traditional rulers, they are not traditional rulers, they are chiefs. They are not even of the same hierarchy with the Zamans as some other hereditary chiefs. How many of these Enige position is hereditary? How many of them? How many of them their position is hereditary? He used them for his own selfish interest, for his own political gain. Because he wanted to steal everything that belongs to Edo people. When he was bulldozing our land at Okoroma, what did he tell us? So all of us, we are blind now. We forgot the truth. When this man was bulldozing our land at Okoroma, what did he tell us? Did Obaseki not say that he wants to bring a new city? That the Benin city is so congested. He wants to expand the city. So the government has already planned a layout on how the city is going to look like. The people buying those land there are already destroying the already laid out plan that he has for the new Benin city. Was it not what he told us? He came overnight and demolished over 500 buildings and put it down, which belonged to the Edo people. He called it New Benin. That's what he told us, New Benin City. Then the next thing we saw was a signboard for Kora City. But you guys actually not seen that? You don't see that then? Then when we went further to find that Kora City actually belongs to one Yoruba man from the west that he brought from Lagos and gave your lands to. So an estate now a new city. Because what he told us was like he was going to build a new city there, whereby everything will be there, everything will be there. People can start moving from the old city to the new city, like an expansion. That was what he told us. But what did we see after he had successfully taken over this property from us? He became Kora and handed over to a private firm to manage. That's the man of integrity that you people are jumping around following. Haba! You are defending that. The money that they gave to the Oba from the federal allocation is now more serious than a man who took people's property, people's land by trick. Use his government veto power, take your property, said it is government reserve area, and at the end of the day, handed government reserve area to a private investor. To a private investor. To not sell to you again. That is the man some of you are clapping for. I weep for some Edo people. I weep for some of you now, truly. A man who was called in by the Oba to say, okay, look at how far we've gone in the return of the artifact. Got to the point, sent the palace away, sent everybody away, and took over everything for himself. Took over the Benin Central Hospital for himself. Valued 10 acres of land. Valued 10 acres of land along major Benin Saple Road for 33 million. They even inside Maba. I can't talk about Ubo. No. Inside Maba. You cannot get another for 33 million in some area. I'm not forget about Major Road. Major Road is 50 million. That Ubamaba Road is 50 meter. for 100 by 100. Obaseki valued Benin Saple Road at 33 million naira and waived it for Mowa. Is that the kind of man you say has integrity? Mowa is not a government business. Mowa has no partnership with the government. Mowa is 100% a private-owned museum. And he waived a 10 acres of land for a private-owned museum. At the end of it, he contributed 3.8 billion naira of Edo State tax fund on a private museum. We have nothing, no equity for. Is that a man of integrity? I don't know how people think, but my reason is completely different. A man who spent 33 billion naira of taxpayers' money on Radisson Blue, and at the end of the day, gave Edo State 20% equity, and gave a man, the wife and the daughter, whose company was registered 5 months to the expiration of his government, 80% ownership. Is that the man you call a man of integrity? Is that the man you call a man who was transparent and honest to Edo people? I expected him that these are questions he needs to be answering. Not talking about the palace, as if the palace was the person that made him to commit so much bloodance. All he's doing is to cover his shits, his mess, by trying to attack the throne. And people who still sits with him and listen to the jargons that he speaks baffles my mind. The last time I'm going to talk about that, he said in that video that him, a Benin boy, and a villager from Igua, is telling him not to come home. People clapped. I was like, what? People were laughing. Are they serious? This is a governor of a state. Was an ex-governor of a state. This is a man who cried that Oshomole is oppressing him in 2020. This was a man that said a lot of things just for the people to have sympathy on him before the election of 2020. This is now a man now calling a sitting governor a village boy from Ira. A man who was a governor of Edo South, Edo Central, and Edo North is now trying to drum the ember of ethnic disunity in the state that he once governed for 8 years. And many of you are clapping for him. Many of you are celebrating the nonsensical nonsense that Obaseki is doing today. When I listen to some of you talk, when I read some of your comments, some of your write-up on your Facebook, I weep in my spirit. Where is your Benin identity? Are you not saying that this man wants to create a confusion, a tribal war in Edo? He's calling a city governor a village boy. But the truth about it is this today, a village boy is more honest than you, who is eloquent, who feels you educated, who feels you smart. The level of honesty of Modubewolo today in 1 year has surpassed all your level of honesty in 8 years. Modubewolo is not hiding his true color. That's the level of honesty. He might be corrupt, but he's telling you who he is. But not like you, who pretended to be a saint, but never knew you were a wolf in sheep clothing. You deceived the Edos with tears to rally around you for your political survival. We never knew you had a plan of exterminating our identity as a people. But thank God for the gods of the land and our ancestors who vehemently fought against you, just like they did against your grandfather. For those of you who continually to see evil and support evil, the law of karma never sleeps. Go ask questions, guys. That boy that came and said is a grandson of one of the princes whose mother was fighting with Obaiweka. You know, that one is another story for that day. Who came out and said all those trials there that he was asking some stupid questions. Their father is also a betrayer. Okay? When I go check history, his papa na betrayer. His papa died, I think around 1920 or 1926, few years after Obaiweka was in the throne. He was a younger brother to Obaiweka, but he died before the man. Because he wanted to take what does not belong to him. I might not feel boy yeke. Those are the see the verse for their own. That this lineage of Obaiwari so was supposed to be their own, and they were the second child of the family. Second son of the family, because their mama, their Obaiweka mama, somehow, I think his papa gave mama belly before they marry mama. They born her before they marry mama. You understand now? They marry mama before they born him. So there is this level of illegitimacy kind of on Obaiweka before he became a crown prince. They also fought the man. So that kind of person now will come say the person has come to actually put the history straight. Obaseki. It's a pity, man. The truth of the matter is this, let me tell you guys. It's a done deal as far as Edo politics is concerned. And Obaseki can never rule again in Edo. It's gone. It's gone. Because they're going to be, one thing that Godwin has forgotten is this. His grandfather did something. And it took over 130 years for us to forgive them. Over 130 years. Over 130 years for us to actually forgive them for what they did. And we expected them to have changed. But the truth of the matter is, leopard never changes his color. Betrayal runs in the DNA of the Obasekis. When Wike said it, nobody believed. When Wike said it, we thought it was a joke. We thought it was political talk. Said betrayal runs in Obaseki's DNA. Got in DNA. How his father betrayed a man who took him. If not ever for died, for not for killer. He was a rapist. He raped woman. For Abo, not the wrong company. They for killer. The man who said to him, he betrayed in the man. He betrayed him. Man will make him who he be. He betrayed the man. How do you take the man's throne if not for God that intervened? We would have been under the control of the Obaseki family today as our king. If not God. If not God. He said he wanted to do it, became a governor again. And after he was so bigger than the man. If not God again, if for the throne over, he had all the plan put together. All the plan he put them together. Now God, now he save us. Now he save the throne. Now he save even the monarch himself. The man would have been gone. That throne would have been vacant. He would have installed the one wanted to install. I'm telling you guys. That guy, I'm gonna run for him. I don't know the way the jolly follow so also why be born. Look at everybody where happen now. Shaibu wait that fought his own father for Obaseki. He betrayed Shaibu. Wike that was nearly arrested in Benin. He betrayed Wike. Obede Yama that gave Obaseki his position to become the PDP candidate. He betrayed Obede Yama. Donobi that came out and campaigned in the 192 wars. He betrayed Donobi. Even Aslem Ozezwa that took every bullet for him. He be Aslam. Tell me who Obaseki not betray and more people you power. Mama tell me. Now somebody that brought him to power even when the Benin rejected him, he betrayed Osomole. Tell me who Obaseki not betray. Tell me. When you say everybody is not good, and you are good, there's something must be wrong with you. When you say nobody is good, you are only the good person. Let me say, something must be wrong. Something is wrong with Obaseki. Everybody that worked with him, he betrayed all of them. All of them. Normally, politically, check out. Anybody, betray you, you must do sasa for Luamo. Just like Satoki was doing with him. That's the way not betray you. You do as you don't know what they do. You do something for long. Finish. If you want to tell him you know, you are gone. You are gone. He knows it all. That's who he was. He knows it all. Mr. Know It All. He feels he's very intelligent. When I ask how he making money now, and only smart people tell you how he making money. What he after invest they do, they're making me billionaire. I don't will leave. Good night, guys. Make I just come back from work. That's make I talk this one small before I go sleep. We'll see you tomorrow again, guys. God bless you. I appreciate everyone for coming. Let's share this video. This one need to be shared. You know, I don't only say share my video. I don't do that. But this one need to be shared. Let the Benin knows. The man who knows your Obaseki is a liar. He's a liar. He's a criminal. Ojino. Ojoba Yewono. He cannot escape this. Obaseki can't be me. Can't defend yourself. Not be for London, not be Euro people. You not govern anybody for London. You not govern anybody for Ireland. Not govern anybody for Canada. Come Benin, come tell us how you spend our money. Now because we ask you. What tell about anyway? Tell us na bumbe. When the time of the domain, you have to go. I would go mu ya we rally see blue hotel. Matter no okay. No ni my gwalo. We mo wa yare. You go na donate no mo wa. What yare? We mo wa yare. On that no tana no way. I know what you are to we. On that tell you joba je wo kin. Oji. Oh, damn it, man. A man who was so rated. A man that was put in a high pedestal. Look at how the mighty has fallen. You are not going from beer parlor to beer parlor. All in the name of trying to do meet and greet. To defend your criminal act. While you sway to go to power for 8 years. Good night, guys. My name is Misuse. I say the way it is. God bless you guys. And have a very blessed and a wonderful day. Bye for now.